Hello, folks, and welcome back to twitch.tv/gameswithnick. I have updated my audio setup a little bit because I was having issues. I hope this is good. Looks like it's not peaking too hard. I should probably lower my desktop a bit. And of course, right now, no, okay. Random number calling. Good. Okay. Welcome to our makeup stream for yesterday. Sorry I couldn't make it. I just had a scheduled chat with some friends. And I'm actually realizing that for the next few months, I might move my quote-unquote makeup streams to Thursday afternoon / evening. And instead keep Friday as the potential bonus stream if I feel like streaming, or just to play some games that I want to play. Speaking of which, that new Monkey Island game, oh my god, mwah, so good. Okay, let's continue our journey. So our name is April. We are. Let me try to first of all read the diary. Sunday night or Monday morning. I'm not sure which is, but it's late. A strange sound wakes me in the middle of the night, and when I open my eyes, my room is filled with a cold blue light coming from the closet. Oh, okay, obviously a dream. No question about it. Things like these don't happen in real life. Except in my life, they do! All the time. There was a shift in my closet, and before I knew it, I found myself here in Arcadia. Again. Well, last time Cortez helped me through and back, this time I'm afraid there will be no help for coming. On my own. And I don't like it. Her name is April Ryan. We are somebody with powers to shift between the science world and the magic world, or Stark and Arcadia as they are called. And our goal is to, pretty simple, just restore the balance to the universe and avoid one reality collapsing onto the other. Pretty easy. We are in our underwear in Arcadia. We have a screwdriver, we have our toy monkey, pocket watch, delivery list.
One map of the Northlands to be delivered to Tonlyak at the Journeyman Inn.
Oh, well, wouldn't you know?
The Journeyman. The Journeyman. Very appropriate, though it really should have been the Journeywoman.
Alright, let's go into the inn. Because we are not gonna go into darkness.
Walk around in a strange city in the middle of the night wearing nothing but this.
I hear you, girl. I have memories of this woman being a great character.
Hello?
Or maybe I'm misremembering.
Hi, hello, do you work here?
Do I work here, child? I'm the owner. I own and operate the Journeyman Inn.
I'm very sorry, ma'am.
Your apology is more than enough for me, child. What may I do for you?
Is there a party going on?
Is there a... child. Do you not know? It is the Feast of the Balance. Have you never taken part in the celebration?
No,
Unfortunately, no.
because I'm a shifter.
Not a party person.
For as long as I can recall, the feast has lasted 3 whole days and nights, and everyone celebrated openly. Now, this year, there is great concern about the Vanguard and their supporters. So this year, the Feast of the Balance is celebrated inside, behind closed doors, and for one night only. But there's still much food and drink. And you are welcome to join if you so please.
I don't think so. I don't know anybody here.
You're not with the Vanguard, are you?
No, I'm from somewhere else, far away.
So it would seem. Well, if you feel up to it, child, you're welcome to join in the celebration.
Thanks. What's your name?
Benrima Salmon. I'm the owner and proprietor of this inn. I bought it with money earned through honest trade in the Southlands. Tobacco, wine, slaves. That is where
I'm sorry, tobacco wine and what? What was the last thing?
I'm April. April Ryan.
Tobacco wine and what?
Well met, April Ryan. Have you come to meet someone, a handsome young suitor, perchance?
No such luck, I'm afraid. I'm here more by accident than anything else.
Ah, no accident, April. Fate. Fate delivered you here tonight. You are strong in fate, are you not?
What do you mean by strong in fate?
You shape your own fate, and not the other way around. You are what the dark people call a wave.
How can you tell?
I am not only an innkeeper, child. I am a seer, taught by my mother, who was taught by her mother before her. And so it goes back to the dawn of our world. To the dawn.
Oh, so you're special too. Cool.
What's a seer?
A seer is someone who can tell something about people, about events, about the past and the present and the future, just by looking at you. When I look at you, I see.
What? What do you see?
Most people are drawn along by events, by fate, like a carriage after a horse. But some people know how to steer the horse, to change paths at will. You are such a person, but there is more.
Tell me more about my future.
It is strange. I see many paths, but they are all dark. I cannot tell much except that you're strong in fate, and strong in the balance. And you are strong in magic, too.
Magic? That can't be right. I don't know anything about magic.
You do not have to know about magic to be strong with magic. If you ever learn how to harvest your talents, you will be a strong artisan.
Artisan?
Where have you been schooled, child? Have you forgotten your lore?
My lore? Yeah, well, I haven't really had much use for my lore lately.
The artisan is the most powerful of magic users. She is able to shape magic and to use it by force of will alone. An artist can use magic shaped by others, mold it into new magic, new art. A magician, or sorcerer, witch, warlock, can read and write incantations, drawing spells from the power of words. And the alchemist can create magic potions. He is the least of the four. Anyone with proper education can be an alchemist. The other three require some form of talent for magic.
Why do you celebrate the Feast of the Balance?
You are a stranger to our customs indeed. The balance. You do know about the balance, do you not?
Sure. The balance between magic and science. I know about the balance.
The balance of all, child. Everything is in balance, and the Guardian watches over the balance and us. We celebrate the Feast of the Balance to give our thanks to the balance and to the Guardian. If our devotion to the balance falters, if we lose our faith in the Guardian, then we are inviting chaos to destroy us. This is what the Vanguard is doing. Inviting chaos. They are dangerous.
What's the Vanguard doing to destroy the balance?
They are not doing anything to destroy the balance, but they destroy people's faith in the balance. They speak to the people, telling them how the Sentinel, the Fathers, are holding our world back. And that if we were to use the balance to our advantage, we could return to the old ways, the ways of the ancient Earth, before the divide. Vanguard promised the people power and wealth and happiness, but they intend only destruction, death.
Thank you.
I am at your service any time, child. I am afraid I must go take care of my guests now. Enjoy yourself.
It's a very comfortable chair. Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention. Shakespeare, I believe. If I'm to find my muse, I guess it will have to be here in Arcadia.
Thank you, April Ryan.
What?
There is no time here, but there soon will be time for you and I. Time enough, to be sure. You are speaking to me, April Ryan. We have spoken.
I don't understand what you're... And how do you know my name? Who are you?
Have we not met yet? I was sorry, then, for confusing you. I will be Abnaxus of the Venar, ambassador to the Ireed Council in...
Sounds like somebody that's an experienced time is in linear fashion.
I think I would have remembered you if we'd met. Who told you my name?
You did. You are saying your name to me, April Ryan. In this moment, you tell me your name. You question why I know your name, and you speak to me the blessing...
Yeah, they're just pulling a Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen here.
Sorry, I really don't know what you're talking about.
It is difficult for us too, April Ryan, to understand you.
Which is cool, you know, but...
Benar are not perceiving time like your people.
Like, and this is the first time you see it, it kind of blows your mind.
In this moment, we are nowhere.
The Dr. Manhattan chapter of Watchmen, I think, is probably what... Chapter 10 out of 12 is so good.
But you have. You will be seeing. You are seeing.
What veil?
The veil created in chaos, by chaos, with chaos. It is a dark presence in our future, yes, future. A dark veil which hides the things that have been and will be.
What's all this got to do with me?
It was late. You were tired. We have talked in the morning when you come to visit me. Now you understand everything. Thank you, April Ryan. The blessings of the balance to you too.
It'll be fun to...
Just invite me to your home.
I will. I did. I invite you to my home, April Ryan. My home was in the Marcuria City Green, and you will find it.
That must be so messy when you think about it.
I am explaining everything, and you understood.
It seems I've already
Your
accepted
consciousness
invitation,
stretched
so
through
I guess I
time.
don't have a choice.
That is what you said. Good night. You will sleep well.
A lot of strange invitations in my life. Only a month ago, somebody, I didn't even know the guy particularly well, invited me on a suicide party with cheerful card reading Steve's last hurrah. I've been invited to a wedding between a 99-year-old terminally ill woman and a highway construction automaton. I've been invited to the senior prom by my best friend's father. Oh, that's icky. Oh, God. But I think tonight brought the strangest invitations of them all. This is the first time I've accepted an invitation before being asked by a creature whose grasp of grammar ranges from poor to non-existence and not realizing I did until after the fact. Unlike the invitations mentioned above, however, I'll probably honor this one. Strange or not, he may be able to answer some of my questions.
Honest working man out for a pint or two. Honest working man out for a pint or two. Assorted bottles, herbs, and spices. It's their first date, I can tell. They're a cute couple. I wonder if romance is different here. I really am getting tired. I should find somewhere comfortable to sit down, rest my legs for a few minutes.
Alright, let's just sit down and spend the night this way, I guess. Oh, that might be the Guardian. Or it's Cortez. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I remember this woman being a nice character.
Wake up, child.
Sorry, I guess I fell asleep. What time is it?
It is morning. We need to clean before we open for breakfast, so I had to wake you.
I slept right through the party?
It seems so. You did not stir even when everyone was leaving.
Oh well, I feel pretty good considering.
You look a little pale, but it's nothing a good porridge won't fix.
Okay. What else?
The back rooms are both empty. Nothing but ashes left of the fire now. Not to
That's-
sound rude, but I've had my fill of her for the moment. It's the innkeeper. She looks busy. They look empty, and after last night's shindig, that's no wonder.
Where should I sit for the I want porridge.
Do you intend to walk about in that outfit, child? It is day, it would not be proper.
It's all I have.
Come, we will find something more suited to a young lady about the city.
How do I look?
Well, it'll have to do for now. You do not have the most womanly of forms, but I'm certain you will fill out in time. With the right...
Oh damn!
Thanks.
You just got
Thank
called
you
out
for
for having
clothes,
small
everything.
boobs.
You will have time aplenty to
That
thank
hurts.
me while you are cleaning plates and cutlery, child.
I'm sorry. Work?
Those clothes do not come free, child, nor does a night spent sleeping before the fire. I'm not asking much, only for a helping hand in cleaning.
All right. Tell me where to start.
You can start carrying in the mugs from the back room.
You know, fair's fair. I'm not gonna be here protesting that I have, better things to do. It's like, it was nice to me.
You did good work for me today, child. More than was required. Here you are. Some coin to help you out. And keep the clothes. You seem to have grown into them already.
Can I thank her?
Excuse me?
Yes? Oh, it is you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, child.
That was a nice little interaction.
I got a whole handful of these Arcadian iron coins.
Whoa. Oh, actually, no, let me go back in for a second. Excuse me. Can I give her deliver list? No? No? Can I not talk about... Can we not do anything about this guy, the journeyman?
One map of the Northlands to be delivered to Tonlyak at the Journeyman Inn.
Alright. Well, let's go to the... He said something about the green area is where he is?
That's a funny-looking animal. Good beast. His hide feels like a turtle's, but softer. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. I wonder if she's caught anything today.
Okay, here we go.
It's a flower bed. There's plenty of room for more seeds to be planted in there.
Knock on the door.
Enter, honored guest, and I would have been with you presently.
Yeah, they don't have a mastery of verb tenses, do
Some
they?
of them look to be in English, but I know they're not. It's the Altung language Tobias told me about. The tongue of magic. Sounds a little disgusting, to be honest.
Okay, I guess I don't just say it. Okay, no, there he comes.
Be welcomed, stranger, to my abode.
Stranger? Don't you remember me? You invited me here.
Every moment we meet, and every moment we part. You are both stranger and friend, April Ryan.
I'm sorry, but could you try to be a little less obtuse this time? I have a hard time understanding half of what you say.
I will beg for your forgiveness, April Ryan. I had a hard time to make myself understood amongst other peoples. I will pull myself into this moment, difficult as it may be, so that we can communicate and so that you may understand. It is important that you understand, April Ryan, very important.
Who are you?
I am Abnaxus of the Venar, ambassador to the Ireed Council in Marcuria. My people live far from here, and they do rarely visit your kind, and so I am their sole link to humans and Dolmari.
Why is that?
I alone among the Venar am able to focus on a particular moment and thread in time, and so to speak with those who flow with time, like you.
How do your people perceive time?
It is hard to explain. Any moment before this moment and any moment after is the same to me as this one. I have lived already and I am yet to live. Do you understand me?
I think so, but how's that possible?
Everything is possible, April Ryan. There is magic, and there is science.
That's fair. You know, how's it possible?
Too,
Magic.
everything is possible.
Can you see the future?
To me, every moment is the same. There is no future. I can relate moments you have yet to see, and I can unravel possible threads. But remember, the future I see may not be the one into which you walk. Moments and threads fluctuate, change. I can remember things that have never come to pass, and I have seen things that will never be.
So you can't tell the future.
I would see your possible futures, the likely threads among hundreds. If there was not a veil in time, I would.
What's this veil you keep talking about?
Somewhere ahead, in our path, there is a dark veil through which I cannot pass.
That is
Past
weird.
which I cannot see.
Doesn't that mean you're
It is
gonna die?
disconcerting to me to be blocked from the moments of my life.
How did this veil come to be?
It was, no, will be created in chaos, by chaos, to keep the future hidden. All threads converge on a single point here, beyond the veil, and this will happen only once. It is written.
Written? Where?
In the prophecies.
Oh, there's prophecies too. Great. I.
Tell me about the prophecies.
But if your
Words have been
beings
written
can
by
see all
seers
times,
who can discern
do
from
prophecies
all
even make
possible
sense?
Threads, the threads that are certain to be woven.
I guess that's
These
true.
words are the prophecies.
And what do the prophecies say?
Prophecies speak of a time when the balance will falter, weakened by the assault of chaos and its servants. The moment the veil falls is the moment of uncertainty. The balance may stand, the balance may fall. I cannot tell which it will be, and I cannot even see the possibilities, the threads extending from each fork. But the prophecies also speak of a Savior, as the prophecies usually do, one who will bring order to chaos, only to release chaos on the innocent, one who will restore the balance, only to finally break it.
That doesn't sound like a savior.
The word in my tongue is Kanang La. Literally translated, it means the small seed who grew to a tall tree.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes.
Could you tell me a little bit about yourself, Obnaxis?
Me? About myself? We, the Venar, are not good at speaking of ourselves. We always know who we are, and so we have no need to tell each other.
Well, are you married? Do you have kids? Or perhaps your people don't marry?
Yes, we do marry, and we always know who we are to be with, because our future is also our past, and so we also know our children.
That could be
even
kind of
though,
nice.
according to your reckoning, they have yet
Well,
to be born.
I wonder if they
My
also have
wife
divorced
was,
and.
will be the beautiful Abyanda. She lives by the Bay of Fire in the east. She gave birth to our 3 female children, Abratha, Abalexa, Abpalmana.
I guess
Longest
knowing that
been
your
since we
husband
last
will
saw them.
cheat in this reality
I see them
for this
now,
race
April Ryan. Do not forget I perceive time in a different manner from your kind. I
doesn't
have given
stop you
them
from
your
having to marry them,
regards.
huh?
Well,
Because that's just
say
what
hi to
has
them for
happened,
me.
had happened, will happen.
Why did you come here to Marcuria?
I was chosen to be ambassador to Ireed when I showed a talent for seeing the flow of time from one point to the next. I was trained for a long time in locking myself into a single moment to communicate and understand your world. My people do not normally involve themselves with others, but the veil has forced us to do so.
So you're like
Why
a
don't the
hero
Venar
or
want to
some
involve
shit, huh?
themselves with humans?
In the wrong hands, our knowledge is dangerous. To know of the possible fluctuating futures, this can be a weapon to some who flow with time. We cannot interfere with your time. We are not allowed.
Who says?
The balance, the guardian. The guardian watches not only the balance between worlds, but also the balance within. Time is in balance, and if this balance is upset, the guardian would know.
I thought the Guardian was gone.
So he is, and that makes it even more crucial to my people that we preserve the balance and not upset it. Chaos is our enemy, April Ryan, and we do our part to keep it at bay, as do you.
Are you planning on ever going back to your people?
When we pass through the veil to the other side and time yet again opens up, I will return to my people. I look forward to that day. I miss my people, and it is hard to speak with your kind. It
But
makes me
aren't you with your
cry.
people? Oh, I guess
I
no,
know what
because
you
he's gonna
mean.
go back
I'm a
them
stranger here
after
too.
the veil.
You will bring us through the veil, April Ryan, and then we can both leave this place and go home.
Where is your home, Abnaxis?
Across the border mountains and north, to where the forests are evergreen, and where in winter the land turns white.
Do you know Father Tobias?
Tobias is a faithful servant of the balance, and he is a good man. He leads the sentinel down a narrow path, but he never wavers. We are friends.
So, I can trust him?
Trust is a concept which often puzzles me. Amongst my people there is never distrust. We always know the truth. But amongst your people, amongst those who flow with time, trust is important, a fragile thing. But yes, I do think Tobias is to be trusted fully. I cannot see beyond the veil, but up to that point there is no thread in which he betrays your trust, April Ryan.
Yeah, it's good to know.
Have you heard of a man named Cortez?
No, I have not. But that does not mean I do not know him. Names are often fleeting, April
Yeah, especially
Ryan.
for this man.
He's my... well, some have called him my mentor, others a nutcase. I'm not sure which it is, but I'm leaning towards the former.
Your mentor? He is a shifter as well?
No, I don't think so. He doesn't travel. Shift between Stark and Arcadia.
I do not see him in my life, April Ryan. I do not know him. Beyond the veil, perhaps, but not before.
Thanks, Abnaxis.
You are always welcome, April Ryan.
I need some help in my quest.
Yes, you did.
I did? And what did you answer?
That I will help you as much as I can, but in the end,
I'm on my own. I've heard that one before.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about dragons?
I do not know much about the kin, but I do know a little. Perhaps it will help you, perhaps not. The Draic kin came to this world a very, very long time ago, before the dawn of man, before the divide. The Venar had yet to learn to be outside time, and there were few other peoples on Earth. The kin played an important part in the divide, in separating magic from science, and in the founding of the Fathers, the Sentinel, to watch over the balance. It is said that after the divide of the 4 Dryad kin that came to Earth, 2 went to Stark, and 2 to Arcadia. But that was a long time ago, 12,000 of your years.
Yeah,
I
one
do
of them
not
is
know
definitely
what has
Cortez.
become of them
There is
since.
no doubt in my mind.
You don't know where I may find these Dryadkin?
No, the white of the Dryakin, the mother, has, according to legend, been sighted. The tale of the silver spear of Gorimon speaks of the mother and her child. Though I think this is but a tale, and far from the truth.
The story is called The Silver Spear of Gorimon?
Yes, unfortunately I do not have this book myself, and I do not know of anyone who does.
What about the other dragon, the other Dryadkin?
Of the Dryakin, I only know of the mother, the white of the kin, although I have heard tell of a god who fell from the sky into the ocean a great long time ago. But this may also be just a tale.
What else do you know about this god who fell from the sky?
Only what I have told you. Someone with greater knowledge of the ocean and the creatures that live beneath its surface may be able to tell you more.
Okay.
Have you heard of a disc that works as a key to the Guardian's realm?
Yes, but very little. It has been spoken of in the I Read Council only recently, brought to attention by the Tyrant Ambassador. He wished to know where it is kept.
And what was the answer?
No one at the council knows or admitted to knowing, and the ambassador was asked to speak with the Sentinel, which he is unlikely to concede to. The Tyrant are allied with the Vanguard, and so are in political and ideological opposition with the Sentinel. I know Vestrum Tobias. He would not speak a word with the Tyrant, nor the Vanguard. Not unless it was to challenge their philosophies.
So you don't know where I can find the disc?
No. Ask Vestrum Tobias.
All right.
Do you know anything about a rift leading to the Guardian's realm?
I have heard speak of such a thing. I believe it was where the tower was built and the divide created. When the earth was one, it might still be open.
Any idea where it is?
I am afraid the Venar were never very involved in the affairs of the Sentinel, nor took any part in the divide except to agree to the necessity of it. We had little choice but to concede. We are a magical people. We need the balance, because we could not survive without magic.
How would I go about fighting chaos?
You cannot fight chaos. It is not so simple. To oppose chaos, one must return order to that which has been affected by chaos, and thus reduce its powers. But this is not something everyone can do. Only those ordained by the balance can embark on such a dangerous task and survive.
Yep.
That's about it for now.
I am glad I could be of assistance, April Ryan.
Thanks for your
All right,
hospitality,
that's
Obnaxis.
gonna do it for us, I guess.
Goodbye. Blessings of the balance to you, April Ryan, and may your journey have been a long and fruitful one.
He's not the guy that I have to Tunluik. Okay, right, so new diary entry. When asked Abnaxis about the Drakekin, he didn't really know much about them except for a story he'd heard about a god who fell from the stars into the ocean a long time ago. Whatever the so-called god may be, it's a fair chance it's got something to do with these dragonkin creatures. Now, it'd be a good idea to run this by somebody who knows more about the myths and legends of. Oh, it's the old man, yeah, for sure. The old man on the harbor. Okay, let's start by going to. Oh, actually, is that why I couldn't do it at the journeyman end? Do I have to talk to the marked merchant again?
Hey, you! What's going on? Why didn't you deliver any maps yesterday?
I wasn't around, sorry.
Well, there are more maps to be delivered, and my customers are getting very impatient. Did you deliver the map to the rolling man?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me see his signature, and I'll...
That's why, because I did not actually have the delivery. Oh, I have to show him. I thought she would automatically do it, but no.
Here's your next delivery, a map of the Northlands to a Tun Layak staying at the Journeyman Inn. And be quick about it. She's been waiting since the day before yesterday.
It's a talking bird. It's a Cups game. That's the guy in charge of the Cups game.
I need to find a way to cheat to add the fake cups game.
How about a game of cups today?
Can you tell me again what I can win?
An antique Domari counter from Gien, a superb cast iron replica of Mount Tyranny, a magic walnut from NCL, and this, unique talking bird.
How do I play?
You put your coin down on the table. I put a cup on top of it and shuffle it around with the other two cups. And all you have to do is guess which one hides your coin. And remember, no magic used and none allowed. This amulet right here will light up if you use magic. Then you'll be banned. For life!
Okay, let's go.
Just place your bet, investment, on the table and the game will begin.
I don't want to mix. Guess I'll just grab the coin for now.
Here's my coin. Now, how do I play?
I place one cup on top of your coin like so. Then I shuffle them like so. Now, you guess which cup hides your coin. If you get it right, you win another coin, 3 in a row, and you win a prize.
Yeah, I need something. Something that I can detect some way.
It's gotta be this one.
Looks like you've got the wrong cup. It happens. A 1 in 3 chance, you know. But with coin in your pocket, you can always try again.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some dark trick that is not magic. Get over it. I'm gonna stuck to Tobias for now. Yo, what's up? What's up, Toby? Why don't we have a chit chat, you
Good
and I?
morning, Tobias.
Why, it's April, my friend from Stark. Have you come to visit us again?
So it appears. I didn't exactly come here by choice this time, though.
Oh? How so, if I may ask?
In a weird and twisted way, it's nothing out of what's become the substitute for ordinary in my life. One second I was in my room in Newport. The next, I was in a dark alley in Mercuria.
You must have opened a shift while you were sleeping. Good. This means you are learning to harness your magic.
Well,
Yeah, I guess.
sort of.
except I don't think I'll be able to get back home again. And this time, my mentor, Cortez, has no idea that I'm here.
Ah, but I'm sure you will find a way to channel and control your power soon. In the meantime, is there anything I can do to help?
I mean, thank you for the vote of confidence, but not that useful.
I need to locate the disc that unlocks the Guardian's tower.
The disc that is the key? Yes, it is needed. It might even restore balance, provided the new Guardian accompanies it to the tower, of course. But you wish to find the disc yourself?
I have to. Cliché or not, it's our only hope.
You do this often, then? You know, save worlds?
It's an expression. Heroism in my world is more of a cliché than anything else.
I do not understand. But then I am merely a servant of the balance, while you are, more. But yes, the disk. As I told you once before, when the Earth was divided and the realm of the Guardian created, a disk was forged in the Well of Making. The disk was to serve two purposes: as a key to the Tower of Balance should it become necessary to enter it in the Guardian's absence, and as a replacement for the disk that is already in the tower should it be broken. The tower is now abandoned and locked, and the old disk shattered. I do think the time is right for the second disk to be brought forward and used.
Where is the disc now?
At first, more than 12,000 years ago, it was kept in the open, at the Sentinel Enclave outside Marcuria. However, when thieves attempted to make away with the disk, it was taken away.
Okay, where is it?
Why?
So that the four parts of the disk could be divided amongst four of the magical people of Arcadia.
Oh,
people
God.
who would have nothing to gain from the balance being compromised.
What people were the disc divided amongst?
This I cannot tell you. I am not sure anyone remembers now. But it would be in the scriptures, I am certain.
What scriptures?
The scriptures of the balance. There are 13 of them. 13 is a strong number, rich in tradition, and did you know the Ireed High Council consists of 13 ministers? No, of course you don't. 13 was also the number of the fathers who begat the Sentinel, and who built the Tower of Balance.
Okay, 13 is an important number, I get it.
Where can I find the scriptures of the balance?
Pay a visit to the Sentinel Enclave, located outside the city to the east. The great library of the Enclave contains every book ever written by an Arcadian minstrel, and most others as well. Speak with Minstrom Yerin, the keeper of books. Tell him I sent you.
Okay.
I need to find the entrance to the Guardian's realm.
There is one. You are right in that, but where I would not venture to guess. In the past, when the time came for the Guardian to step down and another to take his or her place, the Guardian opened a gateway wherever it was needed. A Guardian, still in full control of the balance, can invite anyone in and let anyone out. But with the Guardian gone, the only way in would be the point where the divide was first created, where the tower was built.
Isn't that location written down somewhere?
Remember that this was done on the old Earth before the divide. After the divide, after
Cool.
the creation of Stark and Arcadia,
Not that
things were
helpful.
shifted about.
But cool.
This entrance may not even be on the ground anymore.
What do you mean?
It could be up there, in the sky, or far below us, through the crust of the earth into the molten depths below. I cannot say, and I do not know anyone who could.
I need to locate the two dragons that reside in Arcadia.
The Drykin?
What's the difference?
Dragons is a word from your world. The kin are not what they have become in your legends and fairy tales.
But they're real, aren't they?
Oh, as real as you and me, April. And old. They have been here since before our time. As you probably remember, the kin were instrumental in the divide, saving mankind from a terrible end. But I know so little. Only what I can remember from my studies when I was a minstrel at the Enclave.
How can I get more information on the Drykin?
Books, daughter, books. The wisdom of the ages. There is one tome you should study, called The Secrets of the Drykin, by Minstrom Elniak. It is old but informative, and it captures the imagination.
Where can I find this book?
Again, you will find these texts at the Sentinel Enclave. Speak with Minstrom Yerin.
Alright.
Isn't there any way to locate the entrance to the Guardian's realm?
Perhaps with careful investigation of the old texts, histories of our
Alright, so it sounds like we're about to hit the books, huh?
scriptures. I do not know, April, but it cannot hurt to look. Again, you will find these texts at the Sentinel Enclave.
Yep.
Speak with Minstrom Yerin.
No, I got it. Sentinel Enclave, Minstrom Yerin.
I need help getting back home.
Unfortunately, I am in no better state today to help you shift than I was the day before yesterday. You are the one with the talent, and so you must learn to use that talent.
Alright.
Thank you, Tobias.
Good to know I could help you, April.
We get a new diary entry? Yeah. Monday. I have no concept of what the Arcadian or Mercurian calendar is like, but at home it would be July 31st. Come to think of it, what year is it here? Anyway, that's not really the reason I'm writing an entry in my diary. Tobias told me about a library where I might be able to find some answer. The library is at the Sentinel Enclave, just outside of town, and I'm supposed to speak with a minstrel named Yerin. Yerin. He's the keeper of the books or something like that, which probably translates to the equivalent of the librarian. Yeah, so I don't have, let's get to the Journeyman Inn first. Get that delivery done. We're starting to have a lot of things here. There's the Enclave, we're not gonna go there yet. Journeyman Inn. Excuse me.
Excuse me?
Yes? Oh, it is you.
Yes, I was looking for one of your patrons.
I'm looking for a guest of yours, Tun Lyak.
The sailor? She is looking for work today, I'm afraid. With most of the ships moored to the docks for balance knows how long, it is difficult for sailors to find work.
Do you know when Tun Lyak is expected back?
I could not tell you, child, but from what I know of the ships in harbor, she will not find one that needs a navigator anytime soon.
Alright. She's a navigator and she's on the Arbor.
You're welcome, child.
Alright. Getting out. And back to the city. Let's take care of that first, I guess.
Assorted cargo.
Are you... What are you, really? Let's chat up the captain, just for good old time's sake.
Do you know anything about a god that fell from the sky into the sea?
Of course. You find fallen gods most everywhere these days. They're an air and a hand.
Really?
No, of course not. There are no fallen gods in the sea. It wouldn't make much sense, would it? If the sea was full of gods just lying about the seabed.
So you've never heard of such a thing happening?
Now you got it.
Bye.
Alright. Thank you for being unhelpful. How about you? Do you know anything about gods falling into the sea?
Man.
It be you.
His pipe-picking animation is the longest thing ever.
I'd love to hear some more maritime stories.
Sure, sweetie, I be happy to. What story you be wanting to hear now?
Have you heard a story about a god who fell from the sky into the sea?
Aye, that I be having. Although that be a story of man-eating mermen who ravaged the sea of songs, swallowing sailors whole and spitting their bones out to dry. Are you sure you be up for hearing such a cruel tale?
Sure.
I've heard worse.
Ye be a tough little lady, be you not? All right. Well, like I be telling yous, the sea of song surrounding the island kingdom of Gien be a treacherous sea where countless vessels have disappeared without a trace. Now, this be near 30 long winters ago, mind, during me second term as captain of the trader Lucky Lady. We've been crossing the Sea of Songs for 2 seasons, and we'd yet to be seeing any sign of the dreaded bloodthirsty mermen who lurk in the waters off the Guyenne coast. That night we be laying still with our sails down, awaiting the wind to pick up and carry us north to Mercuria, when we be hearing a frightful scream a-coming from the port side of the Lady Luck. I be the first to rush over on account of me having me arm down the apple barrel. We just been to Arras to pick up 100 barrels of sweet Guyenne apples. And as luck would have it, I be there just in time to witness Sally Barney's horrible fate. He be in the water, screaming and waving his arms, and the water around him be red as a midwife's arms after a grueling birth.
I get the picture. Go on.
Then I glimpse a large, shiny, sleek body be pulling Sally down and swallow him whole. It be the mermen come to claim the body of the sailor who dared across their sea.
Are you sure it wasn't a shark?
What?
Big fish with sharp teeth and dead black eyes and a large triangular fin on top?
Oh no.
You mean a black-eyed snapjaw? I guess it could have been. But it be no snapjaw.
Oh, April, what are you doing? You're shaking this man's convictions.
Where does the sea god fit into all of this?
I be coming to that. You see, the bloodthirsty mermen be not only happy with cannibalizing sailors, but they be sacrificing their own to their dark old sea god.
Actually, unless the mermen are human, they wouldn't really be cannibals if they ate humans.
Blood sacrifices to their dreaded god who lives on the bottom of the sea. Aye, that be the truth of the mermen, fierce and bloodthirsty cannibals of the Sea of Songs.
Thanks. Good story.
Aye.
All right.
I'm all storied out for now. Thanks.
Aye, you tell me when you want more, right?
See you later.
If I not be dead, aye.
Alright, let's read the summary of what we just learned. What is it with old sailors and long, pointless stories? I did manage to get some useful information out of the old man, however. He claims that the god that fell into the sea, the one Abnaxus told me about, is worshipped by bloodthirsty cannibal mermen who live in the Sea of Songs around the Isle of Guyenne. Think that's how that's spelled? The fact that they're not necessarily cannibal just because they eat humans didn't really deter him from finishing his story. I'm having my doubts about how bloodthirsty these creatures really are as well. Seems like the monster he described in the story could be some kind of shark instead of a merman. Whatever the truth, if anybody knows about this god who fell from the stars, it would be the merman. Alright.
It's a lighthouse.
Go back to the city. Oh, actually, anybody here I could talk to? No. No place I can go? Alright. Guess we'll have to wait until tonight to deliver our scroll. Yeah, nobody around here.
He's selling a variety of fresh shellfish and other, delicacies. I'm not in the market for stout guardians of the city. Wooden, but stout. And that blue fire is way cool.
Yeah, so I guess let's, go to the Enclave.
It's a stone dragon gazing down into the center of the dome like it's guarding the entrance. It's a magnificent piece of work.
Whoa.
The dragon's mouth is pointing straight down at the middle of the floor. It's a circular hollow about 20 centimeters across and about 5 centimeters deep. The dragon's mouth is pointing straight down at the middle of the floor. It's a circular hollow about 20 centimeters across and about 5 centimeters.
What happens if you go downstairs? Oh. Up to the monk.
Oh. Oh, goodness me, I didn't hear you come in. By the way, you haven't seen Volume 6 of the complete annotated history of the Northlands, have you? I could have sworn it was here yesterday.
Sorry, no.
This is my first time here.
Guess someone else must have taken it. I try to tell them to write down what they borrow on the list, but they never listen. Only last week I spent 3 hours searching the entire enclave for the second scripture of the balance, the scripture of song, before I realized that Vestrum Tobias was studying it back in the city. Now, such incidents could be avoided if only, and this applies to you too, young lady.
Yeah, I haven't borrowed anything yet.
They borrow when they borrow them, and sign them back in when they're done. Such a simple procedure. It shouldn't take more than a few seconds to jot down your name and the name of the book you borrow. It makes my job so much easier.
God, all librarians are the worst.
Now, which book did you want me to find for you?
Are you Minstrom Yaren?
Yes, of course. Oh, what a silly question.
How would I know? I don't know you.
I am Minstrom Yaren, keeper of the great library of Marcuria. In fact, this is the greatest library of all the Northlands. Perhaps of the entire world. Although they say the Dark People have a library as big, if not bigger, than this one. But of course, we're not allowed anywhere near there. Have you been there?
I don't think...
What a silly question. Of course you haven't. You're not of the Dark People, are you? You don't look like any Dark People I've ever seen, so I can't see how you could possibly...
You're not good at holding a conversation, are you?
Volume 6 disappear to?
Tobias said I should talk with you.
Tobias? Vestrum Tobias? I haven't seen him for... Well, he was in last week, but before that it must have been days at least. How is he? Still eating enough for 2 mules? I must tell you of this funny story I heard the other day.
Oh, good lord. This guy can never stay on point.
A table full of minstrum. Or was it one Elguan? Although the Elguan don't, as a rule, eat very much at all. Did you know that the Elguan can smell water more than half a day's journey away? Amazing, amazing creatures, perfectly suited for life in the desert. The balance provides, that's for certain. The balance provides.
Vestrum Tobias recommended that I look at some books.
April has such patience
Books is what
right
we do
here.
best here at the Enclave, that is for certain. Which book would you like to see?
Finally.
I'm looking for a story called The Silver Spear of Gorimon.
Yes, a fanciful tale if I ever saw one, but a charming one. Did you know that I'm often paid visit by adventurers wishing to read everything available on the spear, so that they too can set out on their foolish quests?
Yeah, don't you just hate those adventurers?
Well, they pay for my bread, milk, and butter with their contributions to the coffers, so I shouldn't be too critical of them. But they care not about the books. They care only about what the books can give them.
I care. About the books, really.
I can tell. So, the Silver Spear of Gorimon, then? I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Alright. The Silver Spear of Gorimon. In the glory days of Bathsheba, before the drought... I have to read this, right? Yeah. When Gorimon was the greatest city in the known world, the Parek of Bathsheba decided to forge the most powerful weapon in the world to challenge the mighty White Dragon. The Parek had grown greedy and bored, his treasure hold filled with the riches of the world, and he desired nothing except the one thing he could never have, the unborn daughter of the White Dragon, the fairest, purest, most beautiful creature in the universe. He had asked the White Dragon for a daughter's hand in marriage, but she had refused, scolding him for his insolence and warning him to keep his distance from immortals. And so the Farak sought the advice of a mighty sorcerer, the dark and cruel Eos, to learn how to kill one of the direct kin. The sorcerer told the Farak of the white silver of Mount Tyranny, the strongest substance in Arcadia, and how it could be forged by magic to kill even one of the kin. The Farak ordered his army to go north across the ocean and to bring back enough wild silver to shape a weapon. When his men returned with a rare metal, the Parak ordered the finest blacksmith in Bathsheba to his castle, where Aos, the sorcerer, cast a spell to create an unholy forge. 10 days and 10 nights it took before the exhausted blacksmith could present a tall spear to its emperor. But before the spear could be used to kill one of the kin, it had to be bathed in blood. Beheading the poor blacksmith and the soldiers who had retrieved the white silver from Mount Tyranny, the Parak's private bath was filled with their blood. As he dropped the silver spear onto the red bath, watched over by Eos, a terrible scream erupted, and steam rose up in a red, foul-smelling cloud. When the steam lifted, blood was all gone, and the spear was glowing in a deep red color. With a terrible weapon now ready to be wielded, the Parak issued the challenge to the White Dragon to either surrender her daughter to him for marriage, or to suffer a painful death at his hand. Enraged, the White Dragon refused him yet again, and flew to meet the Parak, his sorcerer, and his 1,000-strong army on the green fields outside Gorimon. Of the magic silver spear, she knew nothing, and the Parak kept it wrapped in cloth by his side. "Bring your forces around, Parak," warned the White Dragon. "If you do not, I will lay waste to them all." "I wish my men no harm," lied the Parak, "for this is between the two of us." He then rode forward alone and dismounted his horse, but stayed within reach of the spear. The White Dragon landed before him, and she said, "You are brave to face me like this when you know you cannot harm me." Then the Parak raised a hand as if to greet her, but it was instead a sign to the sorcerer, the terrible Aos. He cast a mighty spell to hold the White Dragon, while the Parak drew his silver spear. The White Dragon fought bravely, and she was close to escaping the sorcerer's magic, but the Parak was quick as he thrust the magic spear into her chest. She screamed in pain and anger, and the sorcerer's spell could no longer hold her. Rising on her beautiful wings, blood pouring down the land below, she cursed Bathsheba, her Parak, and her people for all time. Wherever the White Dragon's blood fell, the land turned arid, and grass became sand. The Parak sent his army to follow the White Dragon and to bring back her egg, so the drought grew, and within days, the once-proud empire of Bathsheba was turning into a desert. Then followed a fierce storm that tore across the land for 100 days and nights. When the dust settled, there was nothing left of Bathsheba, 2 coastal cities, and a few scattered oases. It is said that in the buried ruins of a lost capital, wrapped in the arms of the Parak who dared test the immortal, rests the silver spear.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
Cool. So, silver spear in the ruins in the desert. Gotcha. Are you done? Yes. Let's talk to him again.
Oh, goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
You kind of went under his arm to twist his nipple or something.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
I'm looking for some information, but I'm not sure which book to ask for.
No matter. I know a great deal about most of the books in here. What topic intrigues you?
I've heard rumors about mermen who live beneath the Sea of Songs, and I'd like to find out more about them.
Mermen in the Sea of Songs. Let me see what I can find, yes? I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Alright, let's go read it.
I look like a serving maid.
Merum, also mermen, merpeople, meriants. The magical people who reside in the depths of the great ocean and other seas. Little contact has been made with the Merum, who are believed to have been quite numerous in the past, but are now dwindling in numbers. The confirmed location of the Merum cities is between the Briston Atoll and Gaian, centering on the Sea of Songs. Legends of mermen, merpeople, meriants, are rampant among sailors. These stories portray the Merum in a grotesque and violent light, betraying the truth of a largely peaceful. Although not much is known about the Merum, their religion apparently centers around the belief of a benevolent god who lives in the immense depth of the great ocean and who brought the Merum to Earth from a place distant and wonderful. Alright.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
Not particularly enlightening. But, okay, we read it. Oh god, I wish I had activated the skip animation thing, but... Oh. Alright, talk to him again. Yo, what's up?
Oh.
Why do you keep twisting his nipple?
Goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such
Like, there's other ways to grab his attention. Don't twist his nipple. Come on.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Let's
I'm looking
do
for some
that
information.
again.
I'm not sure which book to ask for.
No matter. I know a great deal about most of the books in here. What topic intrigues you?
I need to find out which four magical people of Arcadia were given a piece of the stone disc that serves as the key to the Guardian's realm.
The stone disc of the balance, yes? Yes. There could possibly be something on that in... let me check. Just one moment. I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Right? Chapter 16 in the 8th scripture, the scripture of breaking. Regarding the disc of balance and the events that came about when the disc was broken. Scriptures tell us that the disc was kept at the Enclave for many thousands of years, safely guarded from any threat by the respect held by every man and woman for the authority of the fathers. But with descent came disobedience, and disobedience brought immorality, and immorality begat theft. Terran soldiers, aided by sentinel traders, attempted to make away with the disc, but were thwarted by the Wight of Kin herself, intervening, although forbidden to do so, on behalf of the fathers. The disc was brought safely back to the Enclave, but the threat would linger in the minds of the Minstrum and the Vestrum. It became that the disc was melted in the Forge of the Dragon's Mouth, shaped into the elements of four magical people, and given to these respective people for safekeeping until such a time when it was decreed that the disc should once more be whole. One stone to the gentle souls that sing in the dark and shape the earth between their toes. One stone to the watchers of the woods, the ones who are outside. One stone to the two that make one, of air and of sea. And one stone to the keepers of the dark flame, the eternally dark, the mariners. When the time comes for the disc to be whole again, one person will make a journey to the four whole the pieces. The pieces will be given willingly, because there will be no doubt to the righteousness of this person.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
You more nipple twisting in your future, old man. What?
Oh. Oh, goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
I'm looking for some information, but I'm not sure which book to ask for.
No matter. I know a great deal about most of the books in here. What topic intrigues you?
Yep, the
I'd
Draken.
like to learn more about dragons, about the Dragkin.
Oh, yes, yes. We have some wonderful books on that topic. Stay here. I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Alright. Secrets of the Draken by Minstrom Eliak. Forward. The Draken are known by many names throughout the Twin Worlds. All tongue they are often referred to as the Draken. In some variations of the Low Tongue, Draken. In the Southlands, the word Drakia refers specifically to the winged lizard shape traditionally associated with the kin. In Irad, the eternal spirits of the kin are simply Drak, regardless of their current shape. In Stark, most culture refers to the kin as Dragon. Drage, Drake, Dragone. But this usually refers only to the winged lizard-like shape and not to the spirit inhabiting the shape. In fact, while in Arcady, the kin are respected and revered as eternal spirits of great significance in the balance and the all, and Stark the kin are mostly creatures of mythology and fairy tale. However, in some Stark legends and scriptures, notably the Christian Bible, the name dragon is associated with the forces of evil, and thus the religious connotations do seem to have carried over in some distorted form. Who or what are the Drakkin? Why not ask who is the creator, or what is the all? Questions thus asked will remain in perpetuity unanswered, or they are in truth unanswerable. Condense all knowledge of the creator into one answer is futile, as is any attempt to define the all without describing every single element that makes up the all. But also with the Draken, we cannot answer who is the kin or what is the kin. We can provide some answers to the simpler questions, the questions that deal with what we see and hear and feel, and what we have been told by the kin themselves. This is very pedantic, man. Come on, like, that's clearly what we mean in this context. Answers that together may give us, if only the faintest hint of the whole truth, then at least some indication of who or what the Draken are. Boredom, the emptiness between the stars, reads the element scripture of the balance, the scripture of time. Shaped in unison with the all, part of the all, yet outside the all. Draken, the ancient High Tongue variation of Draken. Why so many variations of interpretation of the Draken from culture to culture? The kin have been enshrouded in mystery, and from mystery arises legend and myth. Games seem content to be seen as nothing but tall tales and figments of a bard's fertile imagination. It feels like there's a page missing, but okay.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you. goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Okay. I guess the book on the history of
A
Mercuria.
book on the history of Mercuria would be interesting.
Ah, an extensive subject, to be sure. I will do my best. I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
I look like a serving.
No, I know what you look. Get to the book. Travels in the Northlands by Jermaine the Discoverer. The first part. In my many years as traveling poet and bard, I have journeyed far and wide across the fair realm of Arcady, and I have seen sights most people have not dreamed. I have stood on the magnificent and terrible southern capes in the midst of winter, when the storms are their fiercest, while waves as tall as the towers of Altaban washed over my frozen body. I have witnessed the monstrous beasts that lurk in those dark and deadly waters of the south swallow brave galleons wall. Creatures the size of mountains that with a flick of a tail can touch the depths of the sea and the stars themselves. I have crossed the great ocean from north to south and from east to west, and in the course been stranded on desert islands with no sustenance but what I could gather from the sparse vegetation for months at a time. I have ridden the giant Alguan across Churangriel, the wasteland, from Altaban to Monterba, further south were the Turuk, the oasis, and few and far between, and I have seen the shifting dunes above the ruins of Gorimon, treasure jewel of the Bakshivan Empire, concealed for centuries by the coarse and treacherous sand. And I have journeyed far west, carried on goodwill and destiny by shadow ships, to the strange and unknown cliffs of a world unseen by most, a world of unfamiliar tongue and customs, a world of great wonder and mysticism. I have seen all this and more, but the fairest sights I still have seen in the lands of the north, from my raid to the border mountains, from Tyran to the Bay of Fire. No sight can ever compare to dawn at Mount Tirani, looking out to the plains of Nedra, where wild stallions run free in the thousands. And to look at the city of Coruscant, the peril of fire, while the bowling sun sets in the ocean beyond. Low waves reflecting dark yellow and red as they lap slowly upon the sandy shores, is an experience truly treasured and never forgotten. These lands are blessed by the Creator, shaped by men, yet wild and free and fertile, home to the greatest cities, the most precious sights, and the most cultured and civilized people in Arcady. Of all the fires I have rested my weary legs by, of all the taverns where I have learned the legends of tale spinners and memorized the songs of bards, of all the lands where I have wandered from city to village, it is to the Northlands I return time and time again, learn evermore. Join me now, for I will evoke in you the very emotions I first experienced when visiting the sights and treasures of the northern lands. Join me, and I will surely bring you there, to the exotic mist of the blessed land, and you will pine for its rugged coast and green woods and its hardy people. And like me, you will never rest until you can return to Undershore. Mercuria. O Mercuria, thou unkempt diamond of capitals, thou art by truth the fairest. Thy counsel many seek, for knowledge kept within its centuries sought and gathered, by men wiser than the ages, spread hither by word of mouth. Mercuria, change thou not the course of war between thine people. Diplomat, wise man, magician, all this and more, thou hast without equal the mark of merit and virtue. Written by Jermaine Urthin, the poet. The august capital of Irie, the unified country, Mercuria lies on the hardy southern coast of the Northlands, halfway between Tyran and Coruscant. It is a port of call for merchants, traders, adventurers, and pilgrims from all four continents. A place of commerce and diplomacy for millions of humans and all other species. Irie is a strong and proud land perched between the plains of Nedra to the north, the lands of Tyran to the west, the Great Sea to the south, and the forests of the Northlands to the east, and inhabited by humans, Stolmari, Terran, Mole people, and Veneer. Arid was formed after Marcuria emerged as a major center for diplomacy and trade, and became the banner under which the surrounding lands united as one. Ireed is a democracy currently led by the Chief Council of the Ireed. Flag, Lord Igvandelin, the High Council, composed of the ministers who govern by representation, resides in the Mercurian Hall of Assembly, flanked by the palace and the barracks. The Irides are traditionalists, and their form of government has barely changed over the last few millennia. In High Tongue, Ireed means unification or assembly. Mercuria is one of the largest cities of Arcadia, the capital of Ireed, and a center for trade, diplomacy, and cultural diversity. Populated by a large variety of races from human to Veneer, Mercuria has grown from its origins as the birthplace of humanity to a city of all Arcadians and the hub of the civilized world. Founded 20,000 years ago at the shore of the then unconquerable ocean, it is the first known permanent settlement of the emerging human race. Initially left to its own devices by more developed races, Mercuria grew large and fat and wealthy. With newfound confidence, it passed through a period of expansion which gained it a reputation as a merciless aggressor, which soon brought valiant attention from the Tyran in the west and the Dolmar in the north. After years of war, Mercuria was decimated and subsequently rebuilt with sufficient reinforcements to weather attacks from both sea and land. Peaceful times followed, whereupon Mercuria settled into the role it has in today's Arcadia. Although all surrounding areas fall under its jurisdiction, there is sufficient self-governing and few central taxes to appease all but the most disgruntled. The huge areas of farmland around the city benefit from the well-kept roads, markets, and the basic exports to other land. Nearby villages benefit from the military might of Mercuria, protecting them against roving barbarians and the Terran armies. Mercuria also provides the people of the Northlands with one of the best and busiest ports of Arcadia, allowing travel to distant destinations around the world.
Are you done? Let me take
Woo!
that back for you.
That was a long book. Long piece of read. Right, let's twist this nipple one last time.
Oh, goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Uh-huh.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Guess the folk tales is the only thing. Right? Yeah.
I'd like to read some Arcadian folk tales.
A favored topic of mine. I have just what you're looking for. I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
I look like a serving maid.
Alright, last book. Sadra, the Faithful Wife. Sadra was married to a brute of a man named Kare, who was a bully who drank, cursed, gambled, and beat up his wife when he'd lost coins at a cup's table. Still, Sadra treated Kare with respect and care, and she fed him when he was hungry and made his bed, and washed his back as she lay down with him when he told her to. She never complained of her hardships to anyone, even though some days she woke up with bruises all over her body. Despite her husband's treatment, Sadra was a beautiful woman, with lovely dark hair and green eyes, and men would admire her when she went to the market for food or the town well for water. But none dared approach her, fearing her dangerous husband more than they admired her beauty and grace. People would say, "Poor Sadra, she deserves better than what she has. She is so good and patient, even though her husband mistreats her every day." But no one was willing to do anything to free her from her husband, as they all feared his wrath. She chose her own path, they would say, and it is not our duty to interfere. Then one day, a tall and handsome prince rode into town to visit the elder council. When he spotted Sadra carrying 2 heavy buckets from the well to her home on the edge of town, he was taken with her beauty and youth, and he jumped down from his horse to help carry her buckets home. On the way, he offered Sadra courtship, but when she told she was already married, he bowed respectfully and excused himself for acting inappropriately. That night, Cedra's husband heard about the prince helping his wife, and after striking her down for letting royalty interfere with her duties, he strode drunkenly, for it already had its usual fill of dark ale, towards the tavern where the prince and his cohorts were staying. When Kari arrived at the tavern, the prince was eating dinner, and when told Cedra's husband was there to see him, the prince stood up and waved the man closer. "I must congratulate you on your good taste in marriage," said the prince, "for your wife is the most beautiful and good-hearted woman I've ever met." Then he offered Kari a seat and a tall mug of ale. But the angry husband did not appreciate the prince's advances, and he drew his sword and lunged at the prince before his guards could react. The prince was quick, and lucky to avoid certain death, and before Kari could make a second strike, the prince had recovered his sword from where it stood by the wall and stood ready to fight the brute. "Leave him be," called the prince when his guards drew arms and ran to protect their liege. "This is between him and me." Smiling briefly, he nodded his head to Kari and stood to attention. Obviously, his skill with the sword was formidable. Kari, covered at heart, knew that if he fought fairly, he would surely die, and he sheathed his sword but loosened the knife he had tucked up his long sleeve. "My pardon, prince," said Kari. "My love for my wife is such that I am blinded by jealousy. I offer you friendship and apologies." He extended an open hand to the prince and smiled a broad lizard smile. The prince, unaware of Kari's mistreatment of his faithful wife, smiled back, put down his sword, and extended his own hand. "Your apologies accepted, sir." Then suddenly, Kari's knife was in his hand and moving in a blur towards the prince's exposed throat. Had it not been for the quick eye of a nearby guard, who with the broadside of his sword struck Kari on the side of his head, the prince would have been dead. The knife carved a deep scar in the prince's shoulder, but did no serious harm. Kari was taken away to the town prison to be judged when the sun rose. The crime was surely punishable by death, especially if Cedra would testify to his cruelty in front of the judge. Free of Kari's tyranny, the townspeople now spoke of Cedra's suffering by her husband's hand. But Cedra would not herself, even now, speak against her husband. Instead of being sentenced to death, Kari was sent away to work the king's mine for 25 years. Taken with her faithfulness, the prince yet again offered Cedra courtship, but again Cedra declined, for she was still a married woman. Then, 1 year later, Kari attempted to escape the king's mine by killing 2 guards and climbing the walls, but he was shot down with an arrow and died in agony and disgrace. Again, the prince visits Cedra's town, bringing condolences and a renewed offer of courtship, and this time Cedra agreed. Months later, the prince and Cedra were married in a glorious ceremony, and when the old king died, the prince became regent and Cedra as queen. She was as good a queen as the land had ever seen, and she was loved dearly until the day she died. Her funeral was the grandest and the most tearful in memory. That's a shitty story. A woman gets abused by her husband, and people don't do shit about it. And it's only when the husband attacks another man that he's put to prison and dies? Like, that's bullshit. In fact, I guess that's sure enough. Children of the Lake. There was a village by a lake where no couple had borne a child for 20 years. The villagers were desperate, for without children their village would wither and die, and they turned to their god for help. The next morning, 50 young children rose out of the misty lake and wandered onto the shores, much to the joy of the childless women. "We are yours," said one of the children, "as long as you remember one thing. You are never to fish from this lake again. Instead, you must learn to hunt in the forest and live off the land." The villagers agreed, though they worried they might go hungry since they were used to catching and eating fish from the lake. But it didn't take long before they had taught themselves to hunt and grow wheat and potatoes in the field. 18 years passed. And then one day, an old man grew tired of rabbits and deer and potatoes and bread, and he longed to catch a big fish and cook it over a sizzling fire. He took his boat out to where the villagers would not see him, and he sank his line. Almost immediately, he caught a large trout. As he was rowing back to shore, he saw the children of the lake wander from their homes back into the dark waters from whence they came. Their mothers called for them, tried to hold on to them, begged them not to leave, but they would not speak, and one by one, they disappeared into the lake. The old fisherman then saw, as the children sank into the murky waters, how they turned into large fish, fed off into the deep. It was shameful then. He dropped his catch back into the water, but it was too late. The village would forever more remain childless.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
Boy, they definitely like their fairy tales with a touch of the depressing, huh? I guess that's true of most, like, actual fairy tales. We're so used to the neutered versions that we forget what they usually actually look like. I'm gonna turn a wheel. That's a problem.
It's a pool of seawater. You'd think that it'd be a bad idea to have a pool inside a library on account of the moisture, but I guess magic makes everything possible. The water's pretty cold.
Yeah, we got a pool of cold water. Wheel that doesn't turn because
It's a
stuck.
rusty wheel.
Rusty. Anything else I can talk to him about? One last nipple pinching.
Goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Alright.
I'll see you later.
Yes, good.
Alright. I don't think I got any diary entry from that, did I? Yeah. Well, does it mean my weird friend actually has one of the I'm looking for?
Enter, honored guest, and I would have been with you presently.
Okay.
About my quest.
Anything I can do to help, April Ryan?
That's about it for now.
I am glad I could be of assistance, April Ryan.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes.
Thanks, Obnaxis.
You are always welcome, April Ryan.
Alright.
I'll talk to you later, Obnaxis.
Blessings of the balance on your journey, April Ryan.
There's no chance the person has been back to Journeyman Inn yet, right? Yeah.
I look like a serving maid.
What's our next move? Let's talk to Westhouse. Maybe he can do something for us.
Hi there, Mr. Westhouse. I'm back.
My word. What on earth possessed you to return to this godforsaken place? You were lucky to escape the first time, but now you're really pushing it.
It's not that bad a place, or else you wouldn't stay here. Besides, this time I didn't exactly come here by choice.
I stay here because I'm a true masochist, Miss Ryan. And who forced you to come? Was it Cortez?
He doesn't even know I'm here, unfortunately. No, I think I had some kind of accident with my so-called powers. I shifted in my underwear.
No, ha! Isn't that the way it is, though? We always cross the rift at the most inopportune times. Care for a drink? Oh, no, that's right. You, don't.
Would you mind helping me with a few questions?
I've nothing better to do, so shoot.
Did you ever hear a story about a god who fell from the sky?
Stories aren't my thing, April. You should visit a library. I'm sure you'll find some stories in the books. I know the Sentinel have a library somewhere near the city.
Yeah, I've been there already.
I've also heard rumor of a people with wings who do nothing but observe and record history through stories. But I don't know if that's all it is. A rumor. Still, if you're looking for stories, it may be wise to check it out. and see if you can find them.
What did you say about the flying people?
They're supposed to be great storytellers, and they've been observing this world for a very long time. But it could only be a rumor.
Do you know anything about dragons?
I try to stay out of the affairs of the kin these days. What precisely do you wish to know about the damn beasts?
I mean, anything you
Two
can tell
dragons
me.
in Arcadia, and I'm trying to locate them.
Yeah, I've heard that tale myself, but no, I don't know anything about it. You'd be better off speaking with the Sentinel Minstrom. After all, religion is their specialty, not mine.
I'm looking for a disc that will open up the Guardian's realm.
That's religion, Miss Ryan. And the only things I worship are whiskey, a good cigar, and a nice long... Anyway, don't ask me about all that,
Nice long
balance,
what?
Mojo.
Are you gay? Nice long dick? Is that what you were gonna say?
Would you be able to tell me where I could look for the entrance to the Guardian's realm?
In Tobias's pants, if he had his wish, I'm sure. No, I'm sorry. I don't know anything about the Guardians, balance, sentinel, or gardening. Now, if you're interested in bullfighting, I could talk all night.
Bullfighting's a horrible act of cruelty to animals, and not much of a sport at all.
I'll just forget you said that, Miss Ryan. If there's one thing I miss about Stark, it's bullfighting.
Wow.
You'll be happy to hear then that they abolished bullfighting hundreds of years ago.
Damn.
Okay.
I can't think of any more questions for now.
Then let's talk about other things, shall we?
Thanks, Mr. Westhouse.
Anytime, April. Come back if you're homesick and you feel like talking to a fellow alien.
Bias? Maybe again? Like, I'm a little bit at a loss where to go right now. Like, we've read all the books. They turn out to be not that helpful. We can't turn into map. I guess we
Are
could
you busy?
look for Navigator again.
I'm never too busy for you, April. What may I assist you with today?
Where can I find the scriptures of the balance?
Again, you will find these texts at the
Yeah, I know. I spoke with him. It's not that helpful. Okay.
Thank you.
Good day to you.
Guess let's go back to the harbor and look for the Navigator. Well, I guess I didn't look at the diary entry. Brandon West just told me something I should remember. He said that he heard stories about a winged people who observe and record history. If they've got records going back thousands of years, maybe they know something about the whereabouts of the disc to jewels or even the entrance to the Guardian's realm. Definitely worth checking out. I guess I can probably go back to the Enclave and ask about these winged people. I'm probably missing what I need to win the cup game. Hey, guess it's twisting your nipple. Yip yip. Ooh, reception's pretty bad right now.
Oh, goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Can I
Okay.
see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Okay, so none of these.
I'm looking for some information, but I'm not sure which book to ask for.
No matter. I know a great deal about most of the books in here. What topic intrigues you?
So we read that, Yes, so it's this one.
Are there any books about flying people who observe and tell stories?
Winged storytellers, hmm? Let me see what I can find. Hold on. I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Okay. A
The
Latin.
island of Elias, near the Briston Atoll. Maybe I should try to go there.
Crafty winged people have recently dwindled in numbers and whose ability to fly long distances has been steadily diminishing over the past few centuries. The Alatine are known for their ability to remember and tell stories from before the dawn of mankind and up to modern events. The largest known tribe of Alatine, with whom traders have occasionally contact, resides on the otherwise uninhabited island of Alais in the Briston Atoll.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
I guess this is giving us a little bit more direction. Still feels like suboptimal, but I went to the library. Yes, me, imagine that. To look for some information about these flying creatures that Brian told me about, and with Minstrom Urin's help, I found just what I was looking for. They're actually called the Alatine, and there's a tribe of them living on an island south of here, Alais. It's such good news considering how much I love water. That was my sarcastic voice, by the way. Now, who do I know with a ship? Okay. This guy. What's up, Captain?
Hello.
Uh-huh.
Do you know the island of Elias?
Elias.
The vacation paradise of the ancient Delmari? Certainly.
How do I get there?
It's near the Briston Atoll, but boats rarely travel directly to Briston from Marcuria. You'd have to travel via Guyenne.
Can you give me a lift to Guyenne on your ship?
There are 3 problems with that scenario.
Alright.
Number 1, there's no wind, so we can't set sail south.
Okay.
Number 2, I lost my navigator a few weeks past, and
I got just the person for you, don't worry.
And number 3, you're a woman. We don't let
Oh.
women on board the White Dragon.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Isn't that a bit sexist?
Sexy is just what I worry about. What with a boat full of men being out at sea for months at a time?
Not sexy, sexist.
I'm a sailor, girl. What do you expect? Good bedside manners?
I'd really appreciate it if I could hitch a ride with you to Guyenne.
Ain't gonna happen. Sorry.
Alright.
Bye.
Well, actually, a small pier. Yeah, let's maybe try talking to
I
him.
wouldn't feel too comfortable about sailing anywhere in that. It's like a toy boat. Flow again, old man.
Since we have to wait for his extremely long animation grabbing his pipe. Bracamarty.
Do you know the island of Elias?
Aye, I be knowing lots and lots about the feared Isle of Elias.
It's feared? How?
Because it be a place of cannibals.
You really don't know anything about the island of Elias, do you?
No, I I do not.
Do you know how I can get passage on a boat going south?
Aye, coin be the way, as me beloved wife always be saying. Course she'd be running off with a wealthy merchant while I be away at sea. Women, never trusted one I didn't pay for again.
I don't have much coin at all.
And I be at a loss, as do ye, unless...
I need coin to travel in a boat unless... what?
Unless I be calling in a favor with the good Captain Horatio Nebave, who be traveling to Guyenne as soon as the wind be picking up.
What kind of favor?
Oh, he be owing me from back when I was his captain.
Would you cash in your favor with Nebave if I got your bird back?
Aye, I be promising anything to get me friend back. It be a deal.
Alright,
See you later.
now we officially have to rescue Bird.
Aye.
So that's one of the 3 problems settled. Problem number 2 is easy. We can just find a navigator for him, as long as we can figure out where that person is. The old sailor down by the docks agreed to help me get a ride south into White Dragon if I help him get his bird back. How difficult can that be? I keep wondering how much he really cares about that bird, however, if he was willing to gamble it away in a game of cups. But hey, that's none of my business. Alright, maybe now that we've talked to him, Navigator will finally show up at the Journeyman Inn. Maybe. Also don't have a lot longer left to stream. Probably 10 minutes or so at the most. So make the most of them. I would like to get to a sort of nice stopping point. And please just inside. Damn it! Haven't still seen the navigator yet, huh?
Excuse me?
Yes? Oh, it is you.
Do you know when Tunlayak is expected back?
I could not tell you, child, but from what I know of the ships in harbor, she will not find one that needs a navigator anytime soon.
Actually, there is one.
Thank you, ma'am.
But
You're welcome, child.
farm boy, girl, free animal, man in. Okay, this is obnoxious. I just need to go somewhere so that the music stops.
It's a map of the Northlands. I'm supposed to deliver this to, Tunlayak, staying at the Journeyman Inn. The watch is ticking.
Maybe
Great view.
I need to use the watch?
It's a cups game. The watch is ticking.
No, it's not gonna let me put in. I gotta do something to the coin.
It's a picture of Charlie, Emma, and me in Florence Park. Mark, it's a pushpin. It's working. I don't need to wind it again. In a world with a talking bird. That's the guy in charge of the cups game.
How about a game of cups today?
thanks, but no thanks.
Suit yourself, but that attitude will never bring coin to your pocket.
Maybe, but it's not gonna bring coins in your pocket either.
And I look like a serving maid.
I don't think there's anything else I can go in this area.
I've never seen anything like it.
Dolls just leads me back to the same view. Dustrum doesn't have anything to tell me.
It's Audrey's long-lost cousin. It's Audrey's long-lost cousin. It looks to have been carved out of a large tree, but the texture of the house is more stone than bark.
I don't know that he has anything else to tell us at the moment, but I'm also out of options.
Enter, honored guest, and I would have been with you presently.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes,
Thanks, Obnaxus.
you are always welcome, April Ryan.
About my quest.
Anything I can do to help, April Ryan.
That's about it for now.
I am glad I could be of assistance, April Ryan.
Actually, go upstairs at your
I'll
place.
talk to you later, Obnaxus.
Blessings of the balance on your journey, April Ryan.
Go upstairs? No. Not sniff around in your stuff.
It's a nicely crafted bench. Ruminations on the Chaos Principle by Roar. The Death of a Venar by Gale.
Alright. What am I missing? I need to win Bird. Means I need to have some way of cheating at the game.
I can't hold my liquor. I'll be spending the rest of the day doubled over, staring into the ocean, and, I'll just not have any. Hello? I have some more questions for you.
Shoot.
I don't have any more questions for you.
I have more questions for you.
Very well.
I don't have any more questions for you.
Thanks, Mr. Westhouse.
Always a pleasure, April.
I feel like I need...
Those guys must be part of the City Watch. They look. She's selling a variety of fresh fish.
There's this navigator I have to find.
She's selling a variety of fresh fish.
Docks. There's nobody on the docks I can interact with. I can only go...
The size of these galleons is truly breathtaking. And there are dozens of them, not to mention a number of smaller vessels. Mercury must be a very important. It's a lighthouse.
No, you can only go to the small pier or to the ship. They're literally your only options. Small pier is just the old guy. The barge.
It's a lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
It's just a boring old non-treasure chest.
Big boat.
It's the White Dragon, apparently the fastest vessel there ever was. Although I'm guessing that'll be kind of difficult to prove. It's the White Dragon. Hello.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever hear of the Merman of the Sea of Songs?
You mean the bloodthirsty cannibal merman of the Sea of Songs?
That's it.
Never heard of him.
Are you sure you've never heard of the Merman of the Sea of Songs?
Be quiet. Shh. Not so loud.
Oh, something's listening?
What's up with the shushing?
Legend says that if you speak openly of the bloodthirsty cannibal merman of the Sea of Songs, they will hunt you down until they've caught you and devoured you.
And you believe this legend?
No, I'm just trying to scare you off.
I'd really appreciate it if I could hitch a ride with you to Gien.
Ain't gonna happen. Sorry.
Bye.
Oh.
It's Constable Guybrush. My toy? Ape. It's a magnetized screwdriver.
Magnetized screwdriver. Alright, I think we got it. That's the part I was missing. So we'll see. If this works, we're gonna do it. If this fails, then I am actually stumped and we'll end the stream and I'll just look up for next time what the next step we're missing is. You know, sometimes it's as simple as you miss to visit a screen or you don't see an item somewhere and it fucks you up. Alright, let's see if I'm right. There we go.
I'll try one more.
Keep your eyes on the cup.
Yep, you mix them up.
Now, you guess which cup hides your coin. If you get it right, you win another coin. 3 in a row, and you win a prize.
Nothing happened.
Okay.
Hey, that cup moved. It's this one, for sure.
That's correct, but...
Yeah, we got him! We got him, ladies and gentlemen.
You used your magic wand.
Nuh-uh. Your amulet didn't light up, did it?
No, but... It's impossible!
Science, bitch!
You use magic yourself? Because nobody's supposed to ever win your game? They have a name for people like you, sir. Con artist.
What? I'm outraged! I'm outraged!
Whatever. I want my prize.
Prize? You don't get a prize for winning once. Especially when you're cheating. You cheat.
You want me to call the city guard? I demand a prize.
Oh, by the gods of gambling. Here, take this and leave me be.
A calculator? Where did you get this?
Oh, I don't know. Won it off some guy who got it from someone else who's supposedly been in stock. It's a valuable souvenir from the mysterious and elusive world of logic.
Yeah, but I want the bird.
Would you please let me be? Let someone else play. Yes?
I want the bird.
Talking bird.
I'm not talking to you, you cheat.
Strangely enough, it's an old-fashioned calculator. Like the ones they used back in, like, the Elizabethan times.
Well, now I'm really confused.
talking bird. I want to play again.
No, 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 not you, lady. Get your errand off my table.
I have a right to play. I didn't use magic.
You did use that magic wand there. That's magic to me.
No, it's science, not magic. There's no sign that says no science allowed now, is there?
What do you want from me?
I want the bird.
I want to play.
Sorry, lady, that magic wand of yours will put me out of business. I'd rather close up for the day than let you play another game.
It's a talking bird.
I'm not talking to you, you cheat.
Oh, I know.
I'll make a trade with you. My magic wand for one of your prizes,
Thinking.
and then I'll leave your game alone.
What's the catch?
No catch.
No catch. You get a magic wand, and I get one of your exotic prizes.
All right. Fair enough. Which prize would you like?
The bird.
The talking bird.
That's scraggly heap of... A fantastic choice, young lady. Hold on a second and I'll get him for you. A fantastic choice, and I really, really mean that.
Sticking in her pants.
So, you're a bird, huh?
Yeah. Wait a second. Did
I
the
love
old man
birds.
send you to get me?
I guess he did. My name's April.
Oh, God, is there no escape? I mean, not that I like being cooped up in a cage for gamblers to gawk at and children to spit at all day, but give me a break. It's better than being locked away in a stinking chest. Thanks a whole bunch for rescuing me, April.
You're welcome.
No, hey, that's not what I meant. I was being sarcastic. Do you know what sarcastic means? Speak all tongue? Yes?
No, actually, I don't. I speak English.
English? I don't know where you're from, lady, but you're...
Come on, you're lying to him now.
Okay, so let me go already, alright? Enough with the I'm human so I can boss the bird around shtick. We're all impressed.
Sorry, I promised the old man I'd win you back. I need a favor from him badly.
Yeah? So what's so important you'd sacrifice a bird's happiness and well-being?
The fate of the world.
Fate of two worlds, billions of people, and the balance.
Yeah? So... No, forget it.
So were you always just Bird? Or did you have a better name?
No. It's always been Bird. My full name is That Damn Bird. I learned that when I was 2 weeks old. That damn bird, the old man would say. No good ball of feathers. Then he beat me with a stick.
Really?
No. He'd just stick me in the chest and forget about me. Which is almost as bad as beating, believe you me.
I'm sorry to hear that, Bird. You know, if you were my bird, I'd call you Crow.
That's what. Okay, I remember him. I remember him being called Crow, and it was like, oh, I guess it's bird, and I misremembered.
Pretty good name.
I played in a different language originally, so.
Not just an insult.
Anyway, I guess I'd better get you back to your master bird. He's pining for you.
All he's pining for is coin to gamble with.
It's really none of my business. Sorry.
Sure you are.
Alright, tell you what, we are out of time. I need to go and get some dinner ready. But let me step in front, essentially save in front of the old man so we know what to do next time. Alright, so options, save game, new save. Right, thank you for watching. You can find me at twitch.tv/games with Nick. Updated schedule will be live Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, Thursday. We might have some bonus streams on Fridays and Saturdays, but the standard schedule is Sunday morning and Monday afternoon/evening Eastern time. We're playing some action games. Wednesday night, usually we're playing The Longest Journey or some other point-and-click adventure. And then Thursdays are for, extra streams, makeup streams in case I have to cancel something out, something of the sort. Outside of the standard dates, we might play other stuff. I think I want to get started on playing some Contradiction for y'all. And all my VODs are found at twitch.tv/gameswithnick. Again, I appreciate if you like, subscribe, follow here on Twitch, click the bell, all the good stuff. Leave some comments. So I know you're watching the video. I know what you enjoy watching from the video. What would you like me to stream next? That kind of stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching, and until next time.